Hello and welcome to Zelda Legacy! This is the first Zelda Legacy video. I aim to do all of the Zelda games in their original formats, at least as close as I can get, which means playing this game on the actual Wii using the actual Wii disc. So here's the original Wii. This is one I got from eBay. I just want to show you a little bit about the Wii first. One, you can back up data in the card menu, which is really cool, which was new. You could back up things on the GameCube. I don't have anything backed up here. Neither did whomever I got this from on eBay. Anyway, in the GameCube, you could back it up to another memory card, but not an actual SanDisk memory card, which is pretty cool. Now, the Wii, you see, had all those channels, and you can, let's see, you can remove some of those channels or add them. Anything is a channel. They consider games to be a channel. And the calendar is wrong. The screen is fine. Because, whatever. I don't want P. Do I? No, I don't. Yep, these were all them. You could connect the internet with the Wii, which was also a first. You can format the Wii. No. I'm not going to format it, but I will try to remove some of these stupid channels, because I think they are just kind of in the way and annoying. Looks like I got rid of most of them already. There's nothing on the card. Everybody votes. Nobody votes! Not this election. Actually, every election is just about between a douche and a turd, so there's no point to it anyway. And then you could add channels. Like YouTube was a channel. A video game, a disc was a channel. The Me channel, yeah, news channel, forecast channel. I just think they were annoying and dumb. And this will tell you how long you've played today. I don't think I've actually played today. Oh, for 17 minutes I played Skyward Sword while I let the demo run while I got my equipment set up. Very good. Alright, take me back to the Paradise City. So this is Skyward Sword. And look at these nice glowing blue letters. Ooh, this is actually the Hylian alphabet. Oh, I lost it. That doubles as a Z and a C, I believe. Or an X. There are only something like 15 characters represented, so if you want all 26 characters, you have to double up. 26 in the English alphabet, at least. So, yes, there are wrist straps. And I'll talk about that in a sec. To calibrate the remote, you just hold it upside down, point it at the screen. You're supposed to put it on a flat surface. I'd like to hold it level with the center of the screen, upside down, face down. And then I can click this. I will gripe about the Wii controls, I'm sure. Plenty, so I'll skip that for now. Nope, I'm going to skip that too. The wrist strap is kind of annoying. When the Wii first came out... Oh, let's choose New Adventure. Link is boring. Link is standard. When the Wii first came out, people were hawking their remotes at their TVs by accidentally letting go when they were like doing Wii bowling and, you know, flipping it up and stuff like that. So then they made a wrist strap and a rubber pad. I like the wrist strap now. I've gotten used to it. I feel naked without it. The rubber padding I don't like. The rubber grip. So I do without that. Of grip. Fi, your servant here, the spirit of the Master Sword, keeps calling Link Master. So I like to say he's Master of Abuse. But I do want to show you that there are tons of other characters you can use here. They get into Greek and Coptic and maybe even Cyrillic characters and things like that. I've named Link all sorts of things. Everybody on Skyloft has a bird name, so I named Link Peacock once, P-E-E space C-O-C-K, which made me giggle every time. I wish that they had that weird J/C Hylian character here, because that's how Zelda signs her name. I think she signs it actually with like with an O for a hug or a kiss or something. Or you could also say she seals it with you know, her Z for Zelda. But in the first Zelda, you would enter the name Zelda as your character name, and you would start on the second quest. So I wish they'd do that here. You put in Zelda. And then you start on like the hero mode, which is the mode after the first mode.
Oh, I just woke up. Oh, I'm so hungry. You know what? I want Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts!
That is what they call the imprisoned. The flaw of this game is that it takes a very long time to actually get going. There's so much exposition and tutorials and stuff. It's just very boring at the beginning. And yes, this game came out in 2011, 25 years after the first Legend of Zelda came out on the Nintendo Entertainment System back in 1986, which is still one of my favorite games. That's Link's Loftwing, followed by Zelda's Loftwing. Loftwings function as horses in this game, where they let you transport your character around the sky. See how they're just leaping off the edge there? So they're Loftwing. Now in Twilight Princess and I'm trying to think Majora's Mask and even not Hyrule Warriors, but Triforce Heroes. Now listen to the Zelda's Lullaby here. And watch the letter she hands to this thing. She signs it with like this little JC with a dot. I wish you could put your name as that and start. Anyway, there are always the sky levels in Zelda games, and they're impossible. You're like, who would live here? Some ancient civilization? Some ruined sky temple or something? That is so dumb. I mean, these people lived here? How did they not just, like, die every day? But then you look back at the first in story order comes Skyward Sword here. And they have Loftwings to get around the sky, so it's not really a big deal. So that kind of explains all of that. It is the worst nightmare ever! And I'm not wearing pants! Notice right now it's not capitalized Link's name. But then sometimes she'll capitalize it, like a proper name. I think I'm being abducted by aliens! Oh no! What a trippy dream, man. Something smells like Loftwing. Hello! This is yet another game where Link has a rude awakening. Just like in, Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time starts with Link waking up. Can you spot the Loftwing in this room? Give a shout. There he is! Don't forget your letter. Bye, jerk. Don't tip your Loftwing, I tell you everyone. Another bill? Oh, it's from Zelda. Yep, it's always he wakes up late. A Loftwing wakes him up, a fairy wakes him up. His uncle in the storm wakes him up. Whatever. So the first thing to do is go talk to Zelda. Let's explore Link's room first, actually. So this is his room. Later in the game, you can sleep in beds to transport to night, and there are some activities you can only do at night. Link keeps a journal that you can't read, but you can sit in the chair. Sitting will normally heal you, but I'm already at full health. Link likes to whittle. He's got whittling tools. Carving, I guess that's a quay or some sort of bird. Yes, he's got a hammer and things. That's a Remlet, and I guess his Loftwing. Later in the game, they talk about how his Loftwing is crimson and so rare, and they took an instant shining to each other. He's got all these books, I guess, set of encyclopedia. You can smash his plants. And if you look in here, you gain 5 rupees, which were your rupees to begin with, so you didn't really gain them. But it's a fun little Easter egg. You can look in people's cupboards, and all throughout the game they'll say, you don't have permission to go look in those cupboards. This is Pipit, the hall monitor. They're all named after birds. Pipit is probably named after Piper, a type of bird. This is Master Horwell or Owlin? Owlin, I believe. Owlin as in an owl. O-W-L-A-N. Or Alan as in the given name Alan. More tutorial and stuff. Blah, blah, blah. This is like the lecture room, I guess. So there are 2 levels to this academy. Up here you can't exit, because that would ruin the tutorial. And when you approach someone, Fledge is this little weenus guy, a big weenie. So you have to exit through the lower level. So weak he can't even lift a barrel. Wow. Physics. He gets scared when you huck one of these at him, because he's kind of cowardly. He makes up for it later. It's got to actually impact it right near him. Or not impact at all, apparently.
It's just a wing ceremony. I wanted to fly, but it's just so scary, and I'm just...
What is with... Fledge, as in a fledgling, as in a bird who's just about to leave the nest. It finally has feathers, you know, instead of just, like, pin feathers. But he looks like he has cancer or something, and that's kind of weird and sad. So he's lifting these barrels in here for the lunch lady, whose name is Henya, because she looks kind of like a hen. In the original design, she actually was going to look much more like a hen. But we don't like the lunch lady. Don't know why. I guess it's just fun to make fun of her. I'd really like Fledge to freak out at this, but it keeps hitting the ceiling. So this introduces you to the fact that you can A, lift things, and B, you have a stamina gauge. Stamina gauge is kind of annoying. They later had a stamina gauge in Link Between Worlds. It wasn't really stamina, it was energy, magical energy. So instead of running out of things like arrows, you would just wait for them to slowly rebuild. Yeah, it says you can roll them. That's actually kind of important because, like, on the second level of the game, you need to roll things, and I completely forgot that. It took me a long time to figure that out. I'm like, oh, you can roll the bomb! Oh! To roll, you point your Wii Remote straight at the ground, and then whip it forward. Like you're bowling, sort of. Take a rest here. The stamina gauge gives me hypertension. Here you go. Yeah. They keep talking about the wing ceremony. The wing ceremony is a graduation ceremony between the lower class and the upper class. Pay your protection money. The stuff might get broke. Anyway, once a year they have this graduation ceremony between the... Between the lower class and upper class. When you reach upper class, you get to wear your uniform. And the uniform looks kind of like the classic Link uniform, except it comes in different colors. As you saw back there, not Fledge, Pippet was actually wearing a yellow Link uniform, a Knight Academy uniform. Put that down and rest for a sec. In Hyrule Historia, they talk about how once upon a time there were knights that helped protect the goddess. During this holy war that went on way back when, 1,000 years ago or whatever. She's the lunch lady. Maybe that's why I don't like her. Skyloft map, don't care. What I care is about giving her a heart attack. Making her throw a fit. What'd I tell you about your protection money? Anyway, the humans were very squishy, worthless things. All the other races were fine to combat against Demise and the imprisoned and the big bad guy who wanted the Triforce. Uh-huh. Is that a threat? I know something about threats. So, I'll get into the story later. I'm sure it'll come handy. This is a nice way to get some rupees. Anyway, so the humans were so squishy that they started a knight academy to help protect the goddess and fight should there ever be another war. So that's where the Knight Academy originally comes in. They do not horseback riding, but loft-wing riding, as well as swordplay or fencing, they call it. This is Skyloft. It's broken into 3 islands, and here's a tutorial. Hey! This is Master Horwell, as in Horned Owl. Horwell. A great horned owl. Lucky I'm playing this game instead of some other schmuck who plays video games on YouTube's. What? Yes, see targeting. Great. Because I know about birds. Ooh. I'm a member at my local aviary. I have birds as pets. I love birds. So I can tell you all the interesting facts. And so help me God, I hope to never begin a video with, "What's up, guys?" Because what the fuck, like I'm expecting an answer? I mean, that's just, it's so cliche. "What's up, guys? I'm here doing..." No, you're not. What's up? Nothing. You do that because you think that's just how you do a YouTube video, and it's not! I'm not saying I'm the best frickin' video or channel on YouTube, but Jesus Christ. Oh, it gets under my skin. Alright, I'll stop. Anyway, auto jump is also a feature in this game. You just walk or jump, run toward a ledge. And this guy will also give you a climbing tutorial. He looks exactly like Master Owlin. They just have different color hair. They also look very much like the Blade brothers from Minish Cap. But apparently they were designed to look like the Rito people from Wind Waker. Mia is the headmaster. Alright, I help. Headmaster Gapora. As in the owl from Ocarina of Time, Gapora Gabora. It's not Gabora, it's Gapora. With a G and a P. Just to mess with you, I'm sure. Anyway, his pet cat thing, called a Remlit, R-E-M-L-I-T, has gone missing and is taking a nap on the roof here, so you have to go get it back. You don't have to, but it's a decent tutorial. Mostly so you know you can get on the roof of the Knight Academy here, because I forgot that later in the game. Again, because I was like, oh, whatever, I don't care, I don't have time for this, I'm not doing your tutorial, screw this, this game's long enough anyway. Yeah, but it's important, because there becomes a silent realm, where you run around this place somewhat like in a night zone, collecting what they call Tears of... I think that's what it's called. Tears of Furore? No, I forget. It'll come to me later. Basically collecting items, and some of the items are up here on the roof, and the way to get to them is by climbing up. This thing looks very cute, but it also looks kind of like a Teletubby, which kind of freaks me out, with big ears. At night, they turn feral. It's kind of a cross between a cat and a raccoon and a tanuki, a Japanese raccoon dog. And Link carries it like it's a kid peeing. Ew, 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 it's peeing. Ew, 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 what do I do with it? Ew, ew, it's peeing on me, ew. Here's your birds. Or cat thing, Remlet. I don't know where Mia comes from. It's just it means my Mia in Italian. Okay, so now let's go talk to Zelda, but not without saving first. These are just like in Clock Town and Majora's Mask. Just find an owl statue or a bird statue in this one and save the game. This guy is called Jackamar. He spells his name with a C. And there's a bird called a Jackamar. It's spelled with a K. He looks just like Captain Hook. He's even got the pirate necklace from, like, Spirit Tracks, and I think it was also in Phantom Hourglass, and maybe Wind Waker, but I haven't played that in a while. Smee, I'm working on the door.
Yes, Captain.
Look at his eyes. He looks like Nien Noomb, who's from Star Wars. He was the co-pilot of the Millennium Falcon in Episode 6 when Lando was doing it, doesn't he? Anyway, these stamina fruits. Let's talk about these. So stepping in a stamina fruit is like eating it, and it gives you extra stamina. It refills your stamina gauge. And that boop, boop, boop. Not only do you have hearts beeping at you when you get low on hearts, but now you've got your stamina gauge beeping at you. And I swear, it's just... I'm like living vicariously through Link, and it gives me hypertension. But I wanted to look up at this. This is part of the Temple of the Goddess, which is on the surface, and obviously we're on the sky. And these are the symbols for 3 of the temples. That's the water symbol, which used to look originally like a snowflake. And then, because it was going to be an ice temple, and then they decided to make it a water temple. And that's the forest temple, which originally had 4 spokes instead of 3, but then they decided that it looked pretty much like a swastika, a little too close to it, so they changed it to 3. And it was a fan, originally, actually, because that was going to be a fan stage. That's why in Ganon's Tower, in Ocarina of Time, if you go into, like, the water room, there's ice stuff. It's like an ice cavern room instead of a water room, and the forest room is all about sliding around on the hover boots and using fans. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the Yin-Yang Spirit Temple. Pretty sure. I don't remember all that well. Okay, so let's listen to the Ballad of the Goddess. Which sounds like she's saying, "I'll punch your bathroom," to me. I'll punch your room, punch your bathroom. Don't need to knock, I'll punch right in. What you say doesn't really matter. You're often given the choice to reply with different texts, but it doesn't really matter to this at all. Look at this outfit. They're mine to use today in the ceremony. She's playing the goddess. They reenact this whole thing that happened 1,000 years ago where the goddess chose her hero. Oh my god, what a goofy look on Link. And she's going to reenact the goddess. She's the daughter of the headmaster. Just like the one the goddess, actually. It is the one the goddess had. And technically it is not a harp. Technically it is a lyre, L-Y-R-E. Harps are large and stand on the ground. Lyres are small and portable and came about in the Middle Ages, especially with the curved top like that. That is like exactly a lyre. But we'll call it a harp. The goddess harp. You look hot. You are probably the cutest of all the Zeldas. And I'm just like staring into your eye now. It's like center screen. Blue. Let's go with next costume. I think you'd look better without it. Alright. I'll try not to be dirty. I'm not gonna... I'll try to try not to be dirty. But as I'm multitasking, you know, my subconscious is just gonna flow. Actually, speech often comes from the left side of the brain. It's logical processing. And then video game is a lot of spatial processing, which comes from the right side of the brain. So they say if you ever want to make your friend mess up in a video game, just start talking to him. But there's actually 2 sides. There's Broca's area and Wernicke's area in your brain. There are 2 different sides. One on the left, one on the right. One has to do with actual processing speech, and the other has to do with actual hearing and understanding speech. So, I mean, you can speak and then you can hear. If you get kicked in the side of the head, there's a good chance you can stop understanding or stop speaking. Oh, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, obviously he looks exactly like an owl. All the instructors are owls. He's Gapora. Gapora? Yep. Yep. One half of a pair, we worship birds and stuff. And Lynx is the only crimson or red-colored Loftwing. Crimson's actually a darker red color, and this is actually bright red, like 255 red and then 0 green and blue. But that's okay. You can call him Crimson. That was my school color, Crimson. And I do not appreciate that school, actually. Whoa, did they screw me hard. But I learned stuff. Got a degree in business. Hooray. And all that did was keep me from playing Zelda. Alright. There are a lot of primary colors in this game. That's what I like so much about Ocarina, is that there are such primary bright colors. It just puts you in a good mood, stimulates something in your eye, and stimulates something in your visual cortex in your brain. See, I know all this because I took a psychology class in college, so I did learn something. But this game also has a lot of really bold, vibrant colors, and I appreciate that. I think they really tried hard for that. They have so much like lush green down on the surface, and then a lot of lush green colors. You see the tree and the grass in the background there. And Zelda's hair is pretty much yellow. Like a very bright blonde. Pink dress, which goes against the blue sky, which is like complete azure. And Kabuki Theater. I don't want to take me out there. I don't know who got hurt, but I don't mean to be bitter. It's just this tutorial takes so long. Huh? 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 Okay, here we go. Yeah, he's saying his bird's not out there. He can sense it. Pratfall! What if I don't want to? Goodbye forever. You jump, I jump. We promised. Where's the sudden splat? So the story is that 1,000 years ago or more, there's this goddess named Hylia, and that's the statue of her with the big pudgy chin that you were just at, where Zelda was playing her lyre. Now, there was also this demon named Demise who wanted the Triforce, and the Triforce just existed, so I mean, way back when the goddesses created the Triforce. And so the goddess Hylia, for whom all Hylians are named. Hylians have these long ears, they say, that help them hear the goddess and communicate with the gods. As the timeline goes on, and you get into the games later in the timeline that they kind of retconned later, you find that their ears get shorter and shorter. That's straight from like the instruction manual and Link to the Past, I think. Alrighty, so we're like on step 2 of 7, or even like 8 or 9 of the freaking tutorial. That's okay. We got this. Hurry up.